Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. I am back to catch up on where we left off yesterday. I'd like to finish the points that we were discussing, or what I was talking about. Quick reminder, I'm here to highlight on the M7 Century Dynasty, which so far is the template with which Uganda is being run. Thank you, Tov. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm here to talk about the M7 Century Dynasty, which is the blueprint of the government of Museveni and what they use to run the country Uganda. They have a bylaws type of agreement that is set in place. This is it. It's about 7 pages long. It is available unscribed. I have a copy in my computer, so if somebody needs it, send me a DM and I'll share it with you. I did go over a few points yesterday, so today I want to finish it so that we have the videos back to back with the same content, so that if anybody's looking for them, you can find it on yesterday's live and also on today's live. So first of all, I want to appreciate the fact that about 9 members of National Unity Platform who have been prisoners. Oh, thank you, Tov. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here today. About 9 prisoners of National Unity Platform have been freed or released from prison. And these individuals have been in prison for at least 6 years since before the previous election in Uganda, which was in 2021. And those people are, I'm trying to get their names, the likes of Machete. I want to give you their names all together. After 6 years of being in illegal detention by Museveni, held by Museveni, 9 of these people have been released from prison. I'm going to read the names. They've been held for 6 years without trial. This is not something new. This is how Museveni behaves. In fact, in the bylaws or in the M7 Century Dynasty doctrine or template or what they use to run Uganda, it is one of the ways that they describe that has to be a policy of their existence, to make sure that people who oppose the government of Uganda are completely stifled or killed. When they talk about opposition, they mean opposition like Bobby Wine or His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. When I talk about opposition, I don't mean BSJ, I don't mean FDC, I don't mean these other opposition in DP. I don't mean DP. Obviously, you see why DP is working for Museveni. I don't mean UPC. I mean the true opposition of Uganda, which is National Unity Platform and Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. There is a point in here, if you were not here yesterday, let me first mention the prisoners who were released today from detention, okay? By name, we have Sechitoleko Yasin Machete, Patrick Mwasa, Sharif Kalanzi, Joseph Muwonge, Abdallah Chintu, Umar Emakato, Kavuma Musa, Jimmy Galukande, and Jibusiwa Abdallah. I mention these names because you never know who is listening to this video. You know, when we come out to speak, you never know who the audience is. I understand a few days ago one of my videos was being consulted upon by somebody working at the United Nations. So you just never know who is watching from out there. So that's why I say, if anybody has an opportunity or a platform to do or say something, please go ahead and do, because you don't know where it's going to land. and keep tagging. Tag as many as possible. So anything that I can highlight and go into detail where somebody who's watching for the first time needs to kind of catch up on things, I will go over and go to as much detail as I can. The other thing also is there's been a video that has been released. If you have not seen this, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu posted this. It is a video of our comrade and author, Sam Mugumya. Sam Mugumya has disappeared since August of last year. You do recall that Sam Mugumya was arrested in Congo for a while, or Burundi, in detention, and then got released. When he came to Uganda expecting to be free, the M7 people also arrested him and took him away. And Sam Mugumya has not been in a prison where, let's say, Secretary General Louis Rubongoya can go visit him. I'm talking about somebody who had there was no recollection, or there was no place to look for his family or lawyers or even the party to go and say, let us take some sugar to Sam Mugumya in this prison or this detention center. No. He has been in Communicado, being held in one of the safe houses, the same safe house where Mwanga Chivumbi was taken, where he was beaten badly. Sam Mugumya was beaten to near death. Sam Mugumya can no longer stand or walk. Sam Mugumya looks mentally disturbed. Sam Mugumya looks malnourished. His eyes are sunken. His cheeks are sunken. Sam Mugumya looks like his joints are dislocated, disconnected. Sam Mugumya looks like he woke up from death. When people tell you somebody woke up from their death, somebody fainted and came back to life, Sam Mugumya has likely gone through that, and multiple times. So I'm going to put a video on my other phone. If you can see it, you can. Otherwise, I've also shared it on my stories, and also I think it's on my page as well. But it is a video which was recorded by somebody secretly of where Sam Mugumya is living. Remember when the two Kenyan guys who came to support His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu during the election, they talked about having noticed or recognized or seen Sam Mugumya. But even then, nobody knew for sure where Sam Mugumya was for next month is August. Tomorrow is August, right? It's been a whole year. 12 months long since he was abducted. He has been beaten. His scars, his wounds have healed. His bones are broken. Those are irreparable, because when they do capture people or take them in, they usually hold them for a period of time until they're able to ambulate, like walk or be able to get around. Sam Mugumya is still in detention. The way he looks, with like dislocated bones, dislodged joints, you can tell, with sunken eyes, and he's with a walker. I mean the walker, like you would have walking sticks in Uganda, for example. It's a gray walker. They use it here for physical therapy, for people who are relearning their walking abilities if they've had an accident or something. That's what Sam Mugumya is seen sitting next to. He looks disoriented. He has possibly suffered some mental, obviously, with that sort of beating, going through that experience, it is expected that he will suffer some mental deterioration. And so he does not look okay. But see for yourself. I'm going to put it up there. Hopefully everybody can see. If not, let me know. Okay? Can you see? I'm sorry. Let's do that again. That is not normal, you guys. That is not, it's not okay. It's not okay. We are lucky that we can actually witness and see a condition of deterioration like this, because otherwise we wouldn't know to what extent they do what. This makes sense because when Mwanga Chivumbi was being brought to the court in, is it Kanyanya? You remember the JAT security officers who had a mask over their face? Yes, Kiza, he looks malnourished, all of that. Every sort of deterioration of health or decline, he looks like he has on him. Sam Mugumya is lucky to even be breathing, okay? From the look of things, he must have been brought back from unconsciousness several times. We don't know if he eats. When you see him trying to move his legs, you can tell there is weakness. He has lost lots of weight that he has lost. He does not seem okay. So anyways, we're lucky that we can see this, because this completely ties into the stories that other prisoners who have survived, or those who did not make it. We now know what they go through, what they end up looking like, and how they feel. It makes sense when we saw Eddie Mutwe in the pictures from the Despot Son. Now we know that truly this is exactly what goes through. So in every dark moment, somehow somebody will be left out to speak, to say something, to document. And Sam Mugumya is a walking evidence, is a living piece of evidence that ties all these people to what they're doing, all of them. The fact that Mwanga Chivumbi was in the same detention center or same safe house in Kasenyi, it makes complete sense, okay? So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that let us shed some light on certain facts that have been discovered, that, and we can share this. I've seen this shared already. I understand that it would be ideal that the US reinvestigates the attacks on the US embassies in Nairobi, Kenya, Ofumbi building, and Tanzania in Dar es Salaam, because when these hits happened and Museveni said Al-Shabaab or whatever the case might be, he actually did perform these acts himself. You notice, if you saw the news yesterday, Muhoozi has been hosting UNISOM, the African leaders who have been participating in peaceful efforts in Somalia, hoping that, of course, they still want to try to continue to get money. But definitely, the U.S. turned down or turned deaf ears to their request to try to get more money, as if to pretend like they're keeping peace in Somalia. Somalia is doing okay. If had it not been their involvement, all these people, it would mean that that country would survive on its own. But Museveni wants to continue showing that he is a peacekeeper in the region, and obviously passing the baton to Muhoozi. But that has now been discovered to be a lie, because how does Museveni have the LRA war in northern Uganda exist for 20 years? 20 years. And he can't put out that war or that fire, but then pretends to be the one who is a peacekeeper in the East African region, or the region of East Africa. Everybody has figured out Museveni, and it's a matter of time until his government is done. Besides the bombings of the U.S. embassies in Dar es Salaam and Kenya, all tourists who have been killed in Uganda have been with 100% efforts of Museveni. Apparently, while the hit on the tourists happened in Uganda, there was a tour guide, okay, because this killing happened in one of the national parks, where a certain number of tourists who came from the United States were murdered. One of the tour guides who was in the area patrolling and doing his job, when he noticed the military, the UPDF, rushing into where the tourists were, he climbed on top of a tree, on a tree branch, and stayed quiet just to watch, because he wasn't even sure if he's going to survive this. So he particularly remembers seeing Elu Elu, You guys know Elwelu, who is in the UPDF, well, retired UPDF now. Museveni has laid him off because he has too many burdens, he knows too much, and it's time for him to get rid of him because he has other Banyarwanda he wants to put into the military to fill up his place. But Elwelu is vividly remembered by the individual who was a tour guide at the time the tourists at the national park who came to tour the park were attacked and killed by the UPDF being commanded by Elwelu. Okay? Thankfully, he's still alive. That's if Museveni doesn't catch on this video and try to get rid of him. Elwelu knows a lot. Elwelu has done a lot. Elwelu has been sent to perform a lot, not just the Kasese massacre. Elwelu has done a lot of dirty things for the Museveni people. You also do remember the lady journalist who was an American born in Mexico, whom helped participate in the documenting of the National Unity Platform, or the documentary of National Unity Platform during the first election. You do remember the lady, she was about 5'6"-ish, you know, American, but doing journalism in Uganda, covering the opposition and things. That lady, who all of a sudden they said died of a road accident. It is reported that she was killed at Bombo Barracks. Bombo Barracks, where the UPDF, which is one of the barracks of the UPDF of Uganda. At Bombo Barracks is where this woman was murdered, and then they found a way to get her into some sort of set-up road accident to look like she was killed in a car crash. She was not killed in a car crash. She was killed in Bombo by the Salim Salehs because they did not like the idea that she was part of the people that documented to produce the National Unity Platform documentary. Okay? So I want to move on from there onto the document that we started on yesterday, which is the M7 Century Dynasty. As I mentioned to those who were there yesterday, this document is visibly available in an online library called Scribed. Now, some people might say, "Oh, that's a fake document. That's you know, it might be generated somehow." No, that Scribed document library is a legitimate library. In fact, you cannot just go there and download documents. You must pay for certain documents and get some sort of membership or something like that for you to be able to get any material off the website. So I've paid and got 2 documents, and one of them is this M7 Century Dynasty. They call it BCD. Okay, so I'm going to go over this, and then we can talk about some other things later. But it's 7 pages. I went over, which I will reiterate some of the important points that tie in the rest of the document. Okay, on this document, it's called the M7 Century Dynasty, acronym BCD, Uganda's Historic Despot Empire. Okay, they call it the People's Agency for God and My Country. This is filed. It was formed or formulated on the 13th of March 2006. This document has to do with the template or the blueprint with which these Banyarwanda, the Museveni people, run our country. They run Uganda. This is what it looks like. I've scribbled on it. If you'd like a copy, please send me a DM, because then it's easier to get it off my computer and send it to you. I don't have it on my phone, but I can quickly, if I have a few DM requests for this, I can send it to you. It's 7 pages long, and I have some other document also that I can attach and send to you as well. So one of the things that they have, top of the list, and one other opening remark that I would also like to highlight, I will also speak about that. But the first few things that will wow you is, they call it the BCD 7 commandments. They have something called the 7 commandments, like the Bible has the 12 commandments. These are the blueprint with which they exist. Okay, the reason why they developed other policies, they derived all the other policies from these very 7 points. Okay, so I'm going to go one by one, and just get you the 7, then I'll jump to where I was yesterday. If you didn't catch my video yesterday, you can go and find it and catch up on it. Then maybe it'll make sense. It'll tie this in together. Okay? Deborah, I'll send you one. I'll send you one. Just send me a DM so I can remember, please. So the 7 commandments of this Banyarwanda and how they want to run Uganda. Number 1, the natives. Okay, first of all, the 7 commandments are called extinction of native Ugandans. 7 commandments, code name, or 7 commandments, or the extinction of native Ugandans. These guys are sick. All this makes sense because you will find all of the activity that ties into what this paper or this template says. So anyways, number 1, the natives should be denied quality education. It is no wonder Janet Museveni was the Minister of Education, and now Muyingo, who is their proxy anyway. Jonah, I'll send it to you as well. Number 2, the natives be denied quality health care. It is no wonder you see that every day. That is why the cancer machine that's meant to be in Uganda, that's paid for by taxpayers' money in Uganda, is in Rwanda, and the one in Uganda only turns a light and nothing works. That is why people die day and night, no matter what ailment they are. Even if it's simple malaria, you may not survive. Okay? The natives be denied. Number 3. So number 1 is natives be denied quality education. Number 2, natives be denied quality health care. Number 3, natives be denied food security. It is no wonder Janet Museveni eventually became the Minister of Karamoja, to make sure that people in Karamoja will definitely continue to decline in their abilities of existence, and hopefully Karamoja will be clear for Rwandese